With the announcement and release of Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, expanding access to agents in Copilot beyond those with Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses to every Microsoft 365 user, there are a lot of new capabilities and concepts to get on top of. The Copilot team has now added a comprehensive set of resources to help you get started with these technologies in the form of the Copilot Agents Starter Kit. I'm not going to pretend that all the different options for and permutations of Copilot are not getting difficult to follow and understand. But one of the things that, in my opinion, sets Microsoft apart from many of its competitors is its focus on accessible documentation and training resources, allowing anyone who commits the time and focus to learn and master their products. In this video, I'm going to take a look at the Copilot Agents Starter Kit, where you can get it, how you should use it, and what questions that were previously unanswered or left a little cloudy do these new resources finally resolve. But first, a quick introduction. My name is Nick DeCourcy. I'm a consultant who specialises in helping smaller businesses get the best from Microsoft's AI technologies. Check out the links below if you're interested in learning more about me or my services. If you're not familiar with Microsoft's adoption website, then I highly recommend you check it out. There's resources for a whole host of products, and it's not just for those who are involved in the technical implementation of Microsoft's products, but for managers influencing use and end users who are hands-on with the tools. If you have any responsibility for Microsoft product adoption, I guarantee you will find useful resources here. But today, we need to focus in on the Agent Starter Kit, and we're going to find that by navigating to the Copilot adoption resources, scrolling down to find the reference to the Agent Starter Kit, and then clicking on the link in the blog post. Alternatively, we could use the shortcut at aka.ms/copilot/chat agent starter kit. Like other parts of these adoption resources, these are broken down into information for IT pros, to introduce the product to users, and end user scenarios. You can look at resources individually, download the entire package, and there are even templates you can customize for your own internal end user training. Starting with the IT Pro resources, there are some useful clarifications here around deployment of Copilot Chat that enables agents. The biggest part of this is the various processes to give end users, particularly those without Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses, access to Copilot Studio, either through user license allocation for those who have bought tenant-wide licensing and message packs, or through Copilot Author Assigned Security Group for those relying on pay-as-you-go access. The Copilot Author option in the Power Platform Admin Center was first introduced in the documentation Microsoft shared when Pay-as-you-go was turned on over a month ago, but in my tenant at least, this actual option has only just turned up recently. So if you weren't finding it, go back and take another look. Another important aspect here is how to manage and monitor message consumption. With Microsoft's recent announcements that many types of messages will actually consume far more than one message, what may have previously appeared as a cheap no-brainer to switch on is probably something you're going to want to spend more effort monitoring and managing depending on the type of agent experiences your users create. A heads up though, at the time of recording this video, although I could give users without Copilot licenses access to Copilot Studio and enable pay-as-you-go billing, I still could not install agents into non-M365 Copilot licensed users, either directly or through integrated apps. This continues to be a set of features that appears to be on the long arc of rollout. In my view, one of the most useful resources Microsoft has on understanding its current agent options for Copilot Chat is this slide here. It breaks low-code agents into three categories: those built with the BizChat or Copilot Chat-based Agent Builder, those built with the SharePoint Agent Builder, and those built in Copilot Studio. There's some interesting takeaways here. First is the fact that Copilot Studio is being pointed at IT rather than end users. This, in my view, is a step back from the assertion that Power Platform is there for any end user to become a citizen developer, and grasp the obvious reality that for complex agents, entrepreneurial improvisation from everyone in your organisation is probably not the most prudent direction. Second, you can see the wide variety of additional options available in Copilot Studio, but the reality continues to be that only some of those options are available in the context of declarative agents you could invoke from Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat or BizChat, while other capabilities like autonomous features require Copilot Studio custom agents. It seems to be the case that over time, the lines in terms of usage scenarios will break down between these products, but at the time of recording, it's still the case that if you want to use agents within chat, then not all options are truly available to you. Last, in terms of billing, it's interesting what is called out here, specifically the fact that a Microsoft 365 Copilot license does not shield you from message-based billing for a variety of Copilot Studio features, primarily those that exist solely within the context of custom Copilot Studio agents rather than declarative agents. I find this a little confusing, as declarative agents seem to inherently carry out generative orchestration, akin to what you might find in custom agents, and yet my current understanding is that within the bounds of the capabilities of declarative agents, that AI-powered flow of logic is included in that Microsoft 365 Copilot license, but as soon as you build a custom agent, it isn't going to be. If you're finding this video useful, it would be great if you'd hit the like button and leave a comment to help it get in front of more interested people. Also, if you'd like to see more like this, please do subscribe to the channel. You can walk through summaries of how to create agents in Copilot Agent Builder, SharePoint Agent Builder, and Copilot Studio, and some examples of the types of workloads or existing templates you might leverage in these scenarios. They also provide some specific examples of agents, such as this contract review agent you might build in your environment. Then, jumping back to the Starter Kit website, there's also an interesting breakdown of different types of work and those outputs that would be best served just by Copilot Chat versus those that might work best with an agent. If we look at the marketing example, for content creation, you'll walk through a series of chat prompts that deliver your content, whereas to manage some customer segmentation research, the example given walks you through using an agent that's connected to some other data sources such as your company's CRM. I will say that one of the big weaknesses here is that the examples where a clear walkthrough of agent creation are given are simply very unsophisticated compared to an example of an agent reaching out to multiple external data sources. I would love to see this extended to give a better walkthrough of the more complex scenarios, as ultimately, for a lot of users at least, these types of agents are probably the most inspiring to start engaging with this technology. I am encouraged that Microsoft is expending effort in creating more accessible and readily actionable resources like these. In my experience, for organisations with a conceptual interest in AI agents, one of the most challenging steps is connecting them with actionable use cases that align with the current capabilities of the technology. I do have one criticism though. Nearly 2 years ago, when we first heard about Copilot, the messaging was very clear. These were going to be tools that were helpers. They would make mistakes. We would have to check their work. And they would only work best when having clear oversight from and collaboration with human users. As we've moved to more independent systems, touching more data, and with more capabilities, this area of focus is more important than ever, but in my opinion, has conspicuously diminished in Microsoft's messaging. Whether we like it or not, generative AI makes mistakes, and mistakes create risks. And while the scoping of your reference data or the clarity of your description of actions an agent can take contribute to reducing this risk, keeping our minds on the risk management day to day remains vital for everyone involved with AI tools. Those selecting them, those implementing them, and those using them. It disappoints me that these issues are not more front and centre in all of Microsoft's resources. The tech companies selling you AI systems might be talking about the risks these tools create a lot less than they were, but that doesn't mean you can stop thinking about them. You need to protect your data and reputation from AI-powered missteps, focusing on getting the best from these tools while using them responsibly. This is the focus of my new on-demand training course, Responsible AI for Business Users. At your own pace, you can learn about the risks AI creates or amplifies and how you can gain benefit from using AI's capabilities while still being responsible in how you use it. Check out the link down in the description to find out more. The value of effectively using adoption resources to help you gain maximum benefit from your technology investments should not be underestimated, and knowing your way around the wealth of resources Microsoft offers freely to its users can be extremely beneficial. There are lots of factors you should consider in whether you should operate your adoption plans independently or get outside help from someone like me, but at least with awareness of these types of resources, it gives you options to equip your teams with the knowledge you need to be more successful. Thanks for watching through to the end. Until the next video, bye bye.